Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Zombies video. Now today I want to talk about the new storyline, which is obviously the Chaos storyline with the new cast, the new set of characters with Voyage of Despair as well as 9. And I also want to talk about the Ether storyline, which is continuing with Black Ops 4 Zombies with Blood of the Dead, the Mob of the Dead remake, as well as Classified, the 5 remake. So if you enjoy this video by the end of it, make sure to drop a like down below, as well as subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on a future video here on the channel. Don't forget to turn notifications on to ensure furthermore that you never miss an upload. But with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So I talked about this within my breakdown of the Blood of the Dead intro cutscene, but when our premise crew come through the secret tunnel in the wall, they break through the Escape from the Tombs poster. And if you're unaware, this Escape from the Tombs poster was within the original Mob of the Dead, and it made a return on Shadows of Evil 2. I think the reason why it returned on Shadows of Evil is obviously because there's a big connection between Shadows of Evil and Mob of the Dead. The Shadows of Evil crew know the Mob of the Dead crew. There is the Mob of the Dead plane that flies over. They're both within purgatory type realms. You know, there's a lot of connections between the two maps, but that's regardless. The posters were identical. However, on Revelations, the poster actually changed, which showed a slightly different variation. So the character that is in the bottom right had actually changed to look different, and also you can see that the cast of characters that are starring within the movie, which is what the poster is promoting, the cast of characters also changed too. Now I don't believe the characters mean anything, but I definitely think the change in who the character is very significant, because why would they change it on Revelations for no apparent reason? It really doesn't make any sense, to be honest. Obviously there was a section from Mob of the Dead that returned in Revelations, but it makes it seem like something had changed. And well, a lot of people have noticed that obviously within this new Blood of the Dead intro cutscene, the poster is different from the original Mob of the Dead, and instead it's the new version of the poster that we got within Revelations. What on earth does this mean? Well, first things first, the new poster that was changed on Revelations suggests that this is obviously taking place within a different version to the original Mob of the Dead, and that is exactly what we are seeing. The other Richtofen no longer has blood vials, and the Chronorium has changed. The crew arrived to the Alcatraz Island late too, and now they are stuck within Blood of the Dead. I believe that this is because the Weasel breaks the cycle in equilibrium to the crew arriving on Blood of the Dead, which actually changes the Chronorium because of the fact that Sal De Luca and Finn O'Leary's blood will no longer protect Richtofen on Revelations, due to the fact that if the Weasel breaks the cycle, those two characters are no longer stuck within purgatory. And what I think this means is that within the Revelations ending, all of the other universes, all of the zombies, all of the apothecans, they're all wiped from existence to just leave Monty's perfect world. However, purgatory is obviously an infinite thing. It goes on forever. It's like its own little pocket in time, its own little dimension. That's why it's not given a time on the Call of Duty Zombies timeline. It's not given a specific date like the other events. And I think that because of this, Monty was not able to cancel that out of existence, because it is an infinite time loop. It goes on forever until the cycle is broken, which is why I think the blood created a paradox, because they still had blood from a universe of old that no longer exists, as the characters were still stuck within purgatory. But I think by the Weasel breaking the cycle, that is what has caused the Chronorium to change, and I think events are going to happen differently within this timeline. But regardless, I'm going to talk about that within a future video, and I think that is why the poster has changed too, because things are going to be happening differently within this version of the cycle, because I think this is a completely new variation of the cycle. But I'm going to be making a whole video talking about this, going over everything. But the main point I wanted to make is that the new character on this loading screen looks very similar to Diego from the new storyline, the Chaos storyline. Now, Blundell has explicitly came out and said that the new storyline is distinct from the original storyline, so they are separate. And maybe back in Revelations, Treyarch knew that they planned to have this new storyline within Black Ops 4 Zombies, and so they decided to add a little teaser to that. And maybe this means absolutely nothing. This might not even be Diego, because you can see that the eye has a scar going along it, and obviously Diego does not have a scar, unless within a future map that continues on with the Chaos storyline, possibly he could get a scar. I'm not entirely sure. But Blundell said he had the new storyline planned out since Origins, so it is very well possible that this poster could have simply been hinting towards the new storyline. storyline and maybe escape from the tombs could indeed be 9, because we do see that there are going to be mummy zombies on 9, which I'm excited about. There's a lot of Egyptian mythology. There's going to be like this underground section of 9, so I mean it kind of is a bit of a tomb, but who knows, maybe the storylines will connect, because although the new storyline is completely separate from the original, so there is no 115 element 115, there are no perk machines, they're going to be new perks, they're going to be perk vapors instead, there's going to be no ray gun, the mythology is all going to be different. What if Monty is still the sort of godlike controller of all of the realms? This could be a completely separate different multiverse, because we did get this calling card within Black Ops 3 recently added, which weirdly enough showed a gobblegum, which is the eye candy gobblegum, floating in the middle of an ocean, and there's a boat in the background. And where are we getting a boat? Obviously within Voyage of Despair, the map set on the Titanic, which suggests that maybe we could be getting gobblegums within this new storyline too. So since actually recording this, Jason Blundell has confirmed that gobblegums will not be returning within Black Ops 4, but there is going to be an equivalent to gobblegums within the new storyline, the Chaos storyline with 9 and Voyage of Despair. So if gobblegums are not available within these maps and instead we have a new equivalent, this still teases that Dr. Monty could have a presence within this new storyline even if gobblegums are not there. But yeah, we're not really sure what the equivalent to the gobblegums will be at this current point in time. We'll just have to wait and see. So all the gobblegums will be the same, but instead there'll be a new lore and a new backstory behind them. For example, Killing Time has already been confirmed to be returning, so we could have Killing Time as a gobblegum within the Ether storyline, but then have a different variation of Killing Time for the new storyline with a new lore behind it. I don't know why Treyarch would add this calling card though, unless Treyarch are just trolling here. Treyarch have already came out and said that they do plan to have some sort of system similar to gobblegums within Black Ops 4, but they said that they are going to be balancing the gobblegums a lot more, so gobblegums like Perkaholic, you know, shopping free, power vacuum, near-death experience, you know, all those gobblegums which make zombies really easy, they're going to be a lot more balanced within Black Ops 4, so they're going to be a lot more fair to players. So I'd assume that some of the really overpowered ones just are not going to be returning, but we don't know specifically what gobblegums they are. Now, Jason Blundell has also came out and said that they do plan to have more whimsical gobblegums, so they're gobblegums that don't affect gameplay, they're just for fun, like Newtonian negation and also projectile vomiting. So I don't really know, do you think that this is just a complete troll by Treyarch by this calling card here? I don't know, but I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But anyways, thank you for watching the video, make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 4 zombies news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching and bye.